I'm Ron Winter. On behalf of our crew and all of the NFL officials, we'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
And a Merry Christmas from CBS Sports. Jim Nance, Phil Simms. We start the second quarter, and New England is inside the 30 of Miami after a 51-yard gallop by Maroney. Stepping up in the pocket, going to the end zone, and over the head of Stallworth. That one well managed by Travis Daniels.
A lot of different looks. Jason Taylor again in pass coverage. A double move by Dante Stallworth, and it looks like it might have a chance. The football should be thrown inside. Instead, Tom Brady throws it outside, so it's an easy breakup.
A 2nd and 10, back to the ground they go. Falk holding on to that tackle all the way was Vonnie Holiday, but it still picks up 5. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Looks like the Miami defense is going to try to rush 3 linemen at Tom Brady and put the extra guy in pass coverage, try to double team most likely Randy Moss and Wes Welker.
So they're moving in on the most touchdowns in a season record, and that one belongs to the '84 edition of the Dolphins. Also moving in on most points scored in a season. That would be the 16-game season. That belongs to Minnesota from a few years back. They'll pick up the first with Gaffney. And finally, gang tackle at the 14. Goes for 9.
You know, Jim, they throw the football so much. When they throw these short passes, they are tremendous at catching it and just diving forward for 3 and 4 extra yards.
Well, Gaffney certainly has come on as an added bonus. We saw him really excel last year late in the season and in the playoffs.
When you throw it this much, all your receivers are going to get better because you're going to practice it, but more importantly, you do it in the games.
So 1st and 10 from the 14. Will Brady get another one? To the end zone. No. Double covered, and they got a flag against Miami. Travis Daniels trying to plead his case. He's not going to win.
Pass interference. Defense number 29. Because the foul occurred in the end zone, the ball was placed at the 1-yard line. 1st down.
You said it right. They do have him double covered. Travis Daniels is in good position. And if he doesn't reach his arms out, he beats Randy Moss to the spot. So it's not a foul, but by reaching out and grabbing Randy Moss, I think that's what drew the penalty. Other
than that penalty on the kickoff, and that's the first penalty of the game. They bring in Eckel and Evans, and they go for the toss instead, and it's Moss with his 2nd touchdown grab. And Brady inches another step closer to the record.
Yeah, just good play action fake. They do it so well down inside. When Charlie Weiss was the offensive coordinator, they were good at this, and they have continued that trend.
Moss is within 1 of the season reception record as far as touchdowns of Rice's 22 back in '87. And he had an abbreviated season, did Rice. Moss now 2 on the day, 21 on the year. Brady to Moss again, 14-zip. Moss, a 1-yarder for Brady. Cam Cameron had seen Moss twice a year when he was the San Diego offensive coordinator. Doesn't even recognize the guy from recent years out west.
And you're right, Jim. He said it's amazing that the difference, Randy Moss, what he has shown here in New England versus what he did with the Oakland Raiders.
Called it the greatest transformation from one year to the next. All the way down to the goal line. And Ginn Jr. And that's Rodney Harrison playing on the kick coverage team. He's everywhere, running them out after a 21-yard run back.
Beautiful throw, one-on-one. Tom Brady gets to wait that extra second. And Tom Brady's thrown a lot of touchdowns, but man, he enjoys them. That's what I love about it. Little celebration, butts heads with his teammates, and watch this.
It's a good thing Moss doesn't get knocked out right here on the jaw. With a jaw butt. So Miami in the hole that they feared all week. They were trying to avoid. Lemon. And pass on target to Marty Booker. We've got an update. Back to New York and James Brown.
Hey, Jim and Phil. With Tennessee up 7-0, Jets answer right back. Chad Pennington moving out of the pocket, hooking up with Jericho Cotchery, a 9-yard strike. But the point after is blocked. It is a 7-6 Tennessee lead. Tennessee looking to keep its playoff hopes alive. Back to Jim and Phil.
Thank you, JB. Not only are their hopes alive, they control their destiny. If they beat the Jets today and then win at Indianapolis next week, the Titans will take the final wild card berth. They control it now with Cleveland losing today. Chapman is swamped behind the line of scrimmage. Things starting to crystallize for the most part, Phil. And Pittsburgh wins the division with the Browns loss. So the 1 and the 2 are set with New England and Indianapolis. And then Pittsburgh and San Diego jockeying for the 3, the 4. Actually, San Diego has the better conference record, and if they both won out, then San Diego would be the 3. Jacksonville's locked in as the 5. So one spot you're trying to sort out, and Tennessee again with 2 wins would nab it. The 2nd and 11. Straight throwing play, ball tipped.
One of the keys today for the Miami Dolphins, we talked about it. They want to run it. They want to run it to the inside linebackers, Junior Seau, Teddy Bruschi. And my first impression is Junior Seau and Teddy Bruschi, they came to tackle today.
Yeah.
And they are flying around. They've got energy. And we heard it. The players were griping and crying up here this week because Bill Belichick put them in full pads. And this time of year, they're probably the only team in the league that was out in full pads working.
So Vince Wilfork got the deflection. 3rd down. Harrison in the face of the quarterback. And Lemon finally is going to be taken down by Vrabel.
You said the 2 names. How about that? Rodney Harrison, Mike Vrabel. They find different ways to pressure the quarterback. The big guys get in the quarterback's face, and it allows the outside guys, Mike Vrabel, Rodney Harrison, gives them more time to get to the quarterback, and they usually do.
Brandon Fields for the 4th time. And there was some heat coming in from the outside by Kelly Washington, who had a block punt last week, and another fair catch called by Brown. Brady back onto the field already with 2 touchdown passes.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sirius Satellite Radio. Hear every NFL game every week on Sirius Satellite Radio, the best radio on radio. Phillips Norelco, Phillips, sense and simplicity. And by Zurich, because change happens.
Well, the New England offense ready to begin perhaps another march. From the 32. Remember, they piled up 42 points in the first half down at Miami. And it's Welker. He's now 1 catch away from 100 on the season. He's 2 away from tying Troy Brown's team record of 101 on a year.
What are the Dolphins thinking as they see Wes Welker? We said it to Jason Taylor last night. You see Wes Welker catching all those passes. He goes, look, when he came down here as a free agent sitting out there, we watched him. You could tell after a couple days that he was a player.
A playmaker.
Playmaker. The guy can play, and of course I'm saying, why isn't he still there?
A lot of folks are asking that down in Miami. 2nd and 2, and Brady dives, get away from the sack, chased by Jason Taylor, and it nets a yard. Jason Taylor again sets the Dolphin record today for consecutive games played. We had a chance to meet with him last night. I mean, he's been through a lot in his years at Miami.
Yeah, been through a lot. Yes, he's happy to win the game, but I thought, Jim, I'm just reading into what I saw, that he's been through the, okay, so Bill Parcells is coming. Oh, okay. Well, Nick Saban was coming. Jimmy Johnson came. Just tired of the losing.
Maroney, look out. He's going to take it all the way. "59 yards.
Yes, and the one thing that we even talked about that you're afraid of, the emotions. Can you just find a way to fight and be ready to play? Because that's what you got to do against a good football team when you're away from home, which the Miami Dolphins are. And look at this.
Wesley Britt, Matt Light, Logan Mankins.
Oh, the blocks, everybody, just nobody in the running lane, wide open. Lawrence Maroney goes untouched for the touchdown.
Maroney with 2 rushes over 50 yards in this half, and now he's already eclipsed his career-long run, which he had established earlier in this game. 21-0. Maroney now with 113 yards rushing. 51-yarder, a 59-yarder, and what a block, too, by Heath Evans.
By Heath Evans, yes. Heath Evans, special teamer. Here he is on the kickoffs. Tremendous blocker, can catch.
And, oh, by the way, a former Dolphin. Oh. 1 yard out.
Rub the salt in the wound.
Oh, and that is Evans. Brings that return to a sudden stop on Ginn Jr.
Everybody wants to be a part of the action. Heath Evans, 44. Look at the lead block. Oh, my gosh, just takes the linebacker. Couldn't even tell who it is. He just covered him up. And then on the kickoff team, he's excited about the block. He knows he helps spring Lawrence Maroney for the touchdown. Gets down and makes the tackle.
Pass was deflected. And it was thrown to Ted Ginn Jr. Not sure I've ever seen a back get this open this quickly.
Well, Jim, look, the two inside. Look at the guys. Both. It's like watching the Vince Lombardi teaching reel. A seal here, a seal there, and up the chute, and there he goes. You don't see that in the National Football League.
And they've now tied the single-season touchdown record that had belonged alone to the Dolphins of 84. 70 on the season, and no doubt more to come. And Chapman just for 2 yards.
I'll tell you what, too, Jim. If you're the Miami Dolphins, you got to tell yourself, all right, you better be ready to fight and play hard all the way through, because we've seen many times this year the New England Patriots, they're going to keep playing. And they're going to call their plays like this game is 0-0 or 7-0, and then they're going to keep attacking, keep trying to assault you on both sides of the football.
Marty Booker had been bruised a little bit on that one catch he had. He was questionable to return. We've got flags stopping this play, but Booker's back out on this snap, which is brought to a halt. Ron Winter to explain.
False start. Offense number 76. A 5-yard penalty. It remains third down.
You know, as the engines just keep revving up and piling up points on the Patriots side, Cam Cameron certainly was accustomed to not quite at that kind of pacing or level output, but his offense last year at San Diego, they led the league in scoring. And now, of course, New England blowing right past that. And they're just 12 points away from having the most points ever by any team in a season. Lemon, Jarvis Green, sack time at New England.
At the start of the game, what was it? Don't give them any hope. And it's the coverage down the field. And Cleo Lemon kind of getting locked in, but you can't blame him because he doesn't think he has time to scan the field. That time, he has the protection, nobody open, then he gets sacked.
Actually 6.5 sacks on the season now for Green. Punting from the goal line. Brown has it. Oh, right off the face mask at the 50 and picked up right on one bounce by Spragan. I don't think you can advance if that's qualified as a muff. But just right off the face guard of Troy Brown.
Jim, you're right.
So they'll actually mark the ball back on the Miami side of the field where it was recovered.
The punt was muffed by the receiving team and caught by the kicking team. At that point, the ball becomes dead. In their possession, first down, Miami.
Troy Brown back. It's live action. Does he take his eye off of it? Doesn't look like it. Looked like he was concentrating on it. Hits him on the helmet. Maybe the wind caught it just a little bit. Just enough to take it offline and cause him to miss it.
Set up the Dolphins at their 45. Chapman bounced and gonna lose yardage after trying to make something out of it. Thomas takes him down for a 6-yard loss. He was first hit by Vince Wilfork.
Just getting overpowered up front. And we talk so much about New England's offense and everything that they do. You know why they can do it? It's the offensive line. And you look at the Miami Dolphins, and we all know the news. Bill Parcells coming down there, kind of taking charge of the organization. I know one of the first orders of business will be is to make the offensive line good enough and strong enough to allow the skill guys to have a chance.
Sam Gatto is in, and Gatto gets the handle, and Brewski wrestles him to the ground after 3. So Bill Parcells, and of course you're better than anyone to tell us what he'll bring to South Miami, to South Florida.
You want the good stuff or the bad stuff?
I want the real stuff.
You know, he brings tremendous credibility. He brings attention. And there's something about him, his presence, of course. And he's going to go down in a different role than he's had in his NFL career. 1 year with the Jets, the general manager. But getting players, that'll be the #1 thing.
Harrison almost had a sack. Lemon able to get his feet back. Throws on the run down the field into triple coverage. And it falls incomplete. So unable to cash in off the turnover. Wilson and Merriweather and others. Randall Gay, they were all down there defending.
Oh yeah, you know, he gets out of the pocket. Nobody's open again. Look at that double coverage across the field. Then when he breaks the pocket, it's just a hope shot. It's a hope shot. 3 defenders knocked up in the air. Play the game. Throw it out of bounds if you're Cleo Lemon.
So Wes Welker comes in for Troy Brown now on the return. The Brown muffed the last one and bring in Welker. He calls for the fair catch. Has it at the 20. 6.5 to go, second quarter. 21-0 New England.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chrysler. The way our vehicles come together is what sets us apart. Chrysler, engineered beautifully. And by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
Yeah, okay.
There's Zach Thomas. And out for the season, migraines. But he's here. Trent Green is here.
Trent Green.
Also, of course, out for the year. And we've seen a couple of times during the breaks, Zach Thomas over on the sideline with the
trying to coach him up.
Trying to coach him up a little bit.
Miami Dolphins not once this year started the same defense as the week before.
So a glimpse of Trent Green. The ski cap. So now the Patriots from the 20. And that's Moss. Well, they've got a new franchise single season record. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised that they've established that. That pass goes for 11. Josh McDaniels working in concert with the quarterback. And Falk with the carry. And he chews up another 7, maybe 8 yards. Wednesday, January 2nd, the hit game show with the questions that have America talking returns. 5 questions could win you $10 million. Drew Carey hosts The Power of 10. It's back on CBS Wednesday, January the 2nd. All right, so this New England offensive line, another part of this domination here today. And watch them on 2nd and 2. Now, of course, he set that one up just right.
Good timing.
Jason Taylor heard the cue and drops Maroney for a 2-yard loss.
You know, Jim, when you see Jason Taylor, what did Matt Light, we talked to him on Friday, he goes, boy, I just keep waiting for that year where Jason Taylor, I can go. You know, he's slowing down.
Yeah, he lost a step.
Just please give us some hope, but he doesn't. And when you look at Jason Taylor, you can tell. He's tall, he came into the league as thin, and he's not going to lose that ability with speed and to be somebody that can bend and get around pass rushers just because of the way he's built.
3rd and 4 for Brady and the Patriots. The sideline, good grab by Gaffney. That pass got right over the outstretched arms of Courtney Bryan for 14 yards.
You heard me say earlier, they throw it so much, you just get good at so many facets of the passing game. You got good coverage, it doesn't matter. You throw it past the defender, and Tom Brady goes, I know it's close, but when the defender is not looking at you, he's got his back turned, that's why he threw it, even though the coverage was tight.
Back on the Miami end of the field. And he just plows ahead for a yard. Again, Brady moving in on some records, including that single season Manning mark of 49 established back in 2004. And there's Marino. Dan had 48 and 84. One more for Tom to tie Dan.
The Miami Dolphins, the one thing they've done, the one positive, is they have pressured Tom Brady today. Dom Capers, their defensive coordinator, says, you know, over the years, not saying we win, but we have had a chance to hit Tom Brady.
Brady down the field, and the ball is caught. The ball is caught by Gaffney for a touchdown. And Brady joins Marino at 48. How did Lance Schulters not come away with the theft?
Jim, I thought he picked it off. Tom Brady knows it's going to be close. Here comes the safety help. He throws it in between. Oh my gosh, and Lance Schulters even cradles his arms like he's going to make the catch. Well, it helps when you have an arm where you can fire it into a tight situation.
And Gostowski, who's now converted more point afters in one season than any kicker ever. 28-0. We've been watching Moss and Brady and Stallworth saying, how did that ball get through there? Stallworth had his hands up in the air. And Schulters just misplayed it. The ball went above his arm. His arms.
Well, Lance Schulters still shaking his head on the sideline. But I will say this, Tom Brady, he threw it perfectly from his end. Lance Schulters played it perfectly, just missed the interception.
So Gaffney now with his 5th touchdown of the season. Schulters will still be shaking his head when he looks back on the film of that one, because he had it played. Again, Junior with a little running start at the 9, up the middle to the 31.
Yeah, when I say Tom Brady threw it perfectly, I mean he got every ounce of energy into the throw, just steps up and rips it. I got it. No, I don't.
It's right above his arms. No, right, actually through him.
Yes, it went. It's like he pulled his hands in at the last second. That's why he missed the interception.
And that was an injury timeout. Kyle Eckel was slow to get up. Here he is, 38. Hit by his teammate.
Right in the stomach.
Yeah, he's another former Dolphin.
You really got that storyline going today.
Well, there just seems like about every play is either made by a former Dolphin or setting a record.
Well, see, the Patriots weren't good enough, so you got to help them out a little.
I see.
Give them Wes Welker, give them some really good special teams players.
They needed
Larry
some reinforcement. That's right.
Another
Junior Seau. First down for Lemon. And that goes to Booker for a first down.
Yes, Tom Brady's a little lucky here as you watch this in freeze cam. Look at the separation. He knows it's going to be tight, so he puts everything he has into it. But he has the arm strength to be able to take some chances down the field. Not enough quarterbacks in the NFL take chances down the field, which leads to scores.
It's over to Booker. And Asante Samuel almost thought he had the read, maybe not the jump in time to take it back for the quick 6. That last touchdown to Gaffney, though, gave the Patriots that touchdown record, touchdowns by a team in a season, now 71.
Oh boy, first half of this season, 70-7.
2nd and 1 for Miami, now in New England territory. Booker has the first and chased down by Jarvis Green. Jarvis Green, quite a story, former LSU man. This Patriot team, of course, in the offseason suffered the tragic loss of Marquise Hill, one of the backup defensive linemen who was a teammate of Jarvis Green's at LSU, and a teammate, of course, here at New England. And Green wears his shoulder pads as a tribute to his college and pro teammate. Now the pass behind Hagan. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. And it's 28-0 New England. Miami on the Patriots side for the first time.
Hi, I'm Jay Feely with the Miami Dolphins. On behalf of the Feely family, we'd love to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday.
And Jay Feely of the Dolphins, their kicker, has not had a chance to take the field in this one since Miami received the opening kick, and there's been no other reason to have him out there. He was a teammate of Tom Brady's at Michigan. Brady was in his wedding. Short pass to David Martin. Goes for 3 yards. There's Mr. Brady. Tom on the left, Feely alongside.
Some pretty happening tuxedos going on there.
At 3rd and 7. That one rifled and caught. And the player is down. That's David Martin at the 9. That had some heat on it. 28 yards.
Yeah, good job by Cleo Lemon, and what he does, it was the reason why he got it completed. He threw it behind the receiver. Otherwise, the safety is going to come over and knock it down.
Now, I don't know why they were in such a hurry to get to the line with 1:11 to go in the half. That was their first play, by the way, for 15 yards, but they ran to the line like there were 11 seconds, not a minute and 11 seconds.
It's really, I don't know why. That is bad game management. David Martin, look at it, makes him turn and throws it to the outside before Eugene Wilson could get there. Best throw of the game by Cleo Lemon.
Well, they just threw away a down. So a 2nd and goal.
If anything, you want the time to go away as you finish this possession.
And that's thrown away. We've got the Sprint halftime report coming up shortly with our man James Brown at the controls back in Studio 43. He'll go through all the scores and highlights with Dan, Shannon, and Boomer, and Coach Cower, all coming up. Sprint halftime report. So a 3rd and goal. Remember, the last 7 times New England's opponents have been in the red zone inside the 20. They have not allowed them in the end zone. This is the 8th. Third and goal. Lemon squeezes the pass in there. Bruschi on the coverage, knocks down Camarillo after a 5-yard pickup. 4th and goal.
Jim, if it was me, I'd kick the field goal.
Just to put something up.
Just give my team and say 28-3. Let's just play, see what happens.
Letting the play clock run down and the game clock to about 20. And then they'll take the timeout. Again, they would have loved to have had that one down over again. The first down spike. Camarillo with that catch on third down, the hero last week.
Yeah, it was some celebration. I don't think I talked to one coach or player in the NFL or has ever been involved that was not rooting for the Miami Dolphins to win a game this year, because they knew what a burden that would be to them to carry for the rest of their lives as they're attached to a team that didn't win. And when you watch it, it's almost hard not to get emotional. There's the Camarillo catch.
Well, they got emotional all right.
Jason Taylor, Wayne Huizinga, Cam Cameron sprinting on the field, grabbing Cleo Lemon. How much it must have meant to Cam Cameron to get that victory too.
Beating Baltimore in overtime with that one. So 4th and goal. 32 snaps in the red zone against this New England defense without someone scoring a touchdown. And they hold back the Dolphins. Lemon throws. Bruschi knocks it down. And the New England defense not going to let it happen. They were going for Justin Peele.
Yeah, it was a good thought. But Teddy Bruschi realizes once the receiver comes across in this formation, there's only so much he can do. And he steps in front. Doesn't try to make the tackle. Well, what a nice job. Left hand in front, right arm behind just in case.
The old defensive captain coming up with the play there.
Well, the old guy's ready to play today.
Sprint halftime report again coming up here. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher, scores and highlights. Remember talking to Bruschi a couple of weeks ago and talking about that unit, that whole linebacking group, and how much they hated to lose Roosevelt Colvin. You know, we're minus one big personality in the meetings and the meals, and there's a hole to avoid. And you know, his unit certainly aware that they're as an overall team entering rare territory.
Tremendous emotion by the New England Patriots shown here in the first half.
28-0 halftime.